Pardon me, creating a new live broadcast. Please wait. Pardon me, creating a new live broadcast. Please wait.
We'll have to see if this is a wash or not, or what is going on with this. Is there anybody out there? False start. OBS downloaded and then immediately crashed
Creating a new live broadcast.
and then
Please
wouldn't
wait.
connect. Oh, yes, we're in here now. I'll have to sit back and wait. There's Stuart Monroe. Oh, I'm here, and that's all that matters. Where there are people of two, there is a group. Okay. All right. Now I got to repull. I've had to restart my computer so many times. I almost gave up. I almost. Oh, good. Thank you. You can or you can't? You can hear me, right? I almost gave up, man. But I was like, nah, this might be the last one of the year, man. We got to get it in. We've got to get it in, you know. That was the main thing. But yo, yes, guys. Okay, so we got off to a very rocky start. And I guess that's how the gods would prefer it to be, you know? I got to repull this page up now. Best camera gear of 2025. Okay, good deal. So everybody did their version of this. Everybody did their version of this. Philip Bloom. I hate Philip Bloom. Tech through the lens, whoever the hell that is. Petapixel did that. Everybody did their best gear of 20. Oh, Petapixel did best and worst. Oh, I didn't know that. See, that's a good one. That's what I wanted to do. But yes, we will kind of go down the rabbit hole here a little bit ourselves, because I think we did see some pretty amazing stuff. But more importantly, I want to make a wish list. I want to make a wish list for 2026. Wish number 1. I hope I get work. I hope I get work. That'll be wish number 1. Wish number 2 would be, let's make the FX6 Mark II something that is a little bit more enjoyable to use. I was thinking about making this a fully dedicated separate video about the FX6 and my wishes for the FX6, but man, I don't know. I am feeling so, I guess, a little unmotivated to make that video for some reason. I just feel like it's a given. All right, let's get in here now that we I think we started off a little rocky there. What I want to know what your guys' favorite. What was your favorite release of 2025? You know, honestly, I think there's no mistaking the ZR. I mean, even dude, I was on this job this past week doing something I should not have been doing. But I told them anyways. I told them I shouldn't really be doing this. But it's okay. You know, everyone just trying to get it in before the end of the year. But someone was asking me on that set even. They were like, oh yeah, because they wanted to buy the Komodo. They were saying how, oh yeah, because they didn't even know that I had sold my Komodo. So they were wanting to buy my Komodo. And then they were saying how they really want to get a Komodo. And I was just like, oh man, you sure about that? You sure you don't want to check out that ZR? And I don't know. I just feel like if you were getting an entry-level cinema camera right now, I think the ZR would be like the strongest choice as that first camera. But also, I don't know how I honestly feel about that, because you look at the reality of, like, if you get a Komodo, it's going to be way easier for you to kit that thing out, right? And you'll obviously have the global shutter, so that's a huge one up. Yo, Jin says, I know you got a twisted relationship with Blackmagic, but the Pixis 12K is still kind of interesting. Yeah, I was trying to remember, was that this year? That was the year prior, right? Pixis came out in 2024. When did the Pixis get released? Or was that this year? Did that happen this year too? Did that all happen this year? Starting in June 2024. Yeah, so that rolled out last year. Yeah, I guess the 12K came this year. I have no concern in Ks. You know, that doesn't concern me. Hey, it's a cool camera. I do think the Pixis is, I guess it's cool. I've always liked the Blackmagic color science. I really have. I think Blackmagic have a great color science. I do believe that. For me, a lot of their stuff is like ergonomics. It's just the ergonomics aren't great of their cameras. And I think that's what they're trying to solve with the Pixis. So I wouldn't know because I've never even seen one in real life. I don't think I've ever seen a Pixis in real life. Okay, what did you break before? My sanity. Yo, I would either get the ZR or a BM because the BM are so easy to use. Their menu system is next level. Yeah, their menu system. The Blackmagic, yeah, they do have a pretty solid menu system. Well, when the FX6 gets when the FX6 gets its big six, you know, it'll be kind of airy like then in terms of quick menu. The Red Raptor XE was my favorite. God damn. Wow. Big dick swinging in. Dropping in here with Red Raptor XE was his favorite. I barely got to use it from a rental, but it was nice. Oh, from a rental. Jeez. I guess I should have read that whole comment. Oh, yeah, it was a rental. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, I mean, hell yeah, dude. I imagine that would be your favorite, the Red Raptor. I love Panasonic, but shit is everywhere in the menus. Yeah, Panasonic menus, bro. I don't even care about a Panasonic camera. Like, it's one of those things like, Panasonic, bro? I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm not like big into those cameras. The Lumix cameras are cool. I've checked some of those out. I like how Lumix and Leica are like the same now in terms of their digital cameras. And that's kind of cool when you think about it. Because the Leica SL2S is still one of my favorite all-time cameras. I mean, now they moved on to the Leica SL3 and all that, but you know, I imagine you could get that same camera, but way cheaper in a Lumix body, you know? So that's kind of cool, you know? The Leica Lumix thing is like what Leica was to Minolta in the 80s or the 70s, you know? Yo, what do you think of the Nova G1 camera that the two Aussies are making? The Nova G1 camera. I don't know what you speak of, Stuart. What is this? Nova G1 camera. What is this? Are you talking about Canova? The Canova? No. Nexus G1? What? Is it the Nexus G1? Rocked the S5 Mark II X for a couple years. Love the Lumix. Yeah. Yeah, you know, I started on Lumix really technically. Well, no, I actually started on Canon EOS M. But then it wasn't too long after that where I got the Lumix bodies after I had already bought the original Pocket OG. That's right. But yeah, I had a lot of the Lumix bodies, you know, the GH series, GH5, GH4. I haven't really touched them since the GH5. I guess GH5S, I think, was one of them. What, right? Are you talking about Nexus? Nexus G1 camera. Okay. Nexus G1 by filmmakers for filmmakers. Oh, is this crazy ass thing that's like, yeah, dude. This is a joke though, right? This is never going to come out. Didn't I already roast this on a past live stream? I may have even roasted this in a video. I use Panasonic for open gate and color science. Ooh. Yeah. Color science, huh? Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess they probably got the same Leica colors. They're probably swapping those off back and forth now. I mean, hell, dude. Now you can get the Leica colors in your phone with the Leica Photos app. It's so stupid, dude. I think it's stupid. This camera, I also think is like a pipe dream. I remember when this thing was dropped. I mean, just look at all the crazy shit this thing has. Did they ever even make a prototype of this yet? Did we ever see anything remotely close to what they're advertising here? Yes, the Nexus G1. Yeah, this is it right here. Did I use the Panasonic S5 2X? No. No, I never did. It's great for video, but low megapixels for pictures. Yeah. By filmmakers for filmmakers. Nah, it's real, mate. Listen to Stuart. Stuart's into it. Lumix got the Airy connection with the Airy lock. Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, see? And I bet you they got in with that because of Leica. Leica was like, have you met our friends? Panasonic Lumix. That was my attempt at German accent. It's like from an old 50s movie. Have you met our... Oh, I really fucked it up there. Damn it. Have you met our little friends, Panasonic Lumix? They must try your colors. I better stop that. I'll get in trouble. Yeah, they are talking about it in the Cine D YouTube channel. Oh, really? What is the Nexus? Oh, they have a field test film? All right, let's check it out. Nexus G1, Thomas Boland. All right, let me know. I forgot how to do this now so you guys can hear this. And I'm so nervous with OBS now, it might all be jammed up. German, I thought it was a Soviet accent. Yeah, that was more Russian. Man, all these mirrorless cinecams in the convo and no love at XH2S. Hey, bro. MWB Fool's Paradise Pictures. I have love for the XH2S. I almost traded the FX30 for the XH2S. I almost did, and then I was like, man. All right, I got to try to remember. Damn, go back. I got to try to remember how to watch this movie and make it the audio not be weird. I figured it out. I think I have to put in a headphone, though. If I put in one headphone, then I can hear it, and then you guys can also hear it without it echoing. I think that's the trick here. All right, here we go. Holy cannolis, is that too loud? Look at all the clicks. Oh shit, let me know if that's like really loud on you guys. Can you guys hear that anyways? Press play. The XH2S was a sweet camera. Ah, slow-mo. Dude, this song, dude, I'm gonna get in trouble for this song, dude. I can't. Hold on, bro. We have to mute this. I'm gonna get in trouble for that song. Would you trade full frame ZE1 for an FX30 APS-C? Hold up, pause this video. Would I trade a full frame? But wait, hold on. Let me come back to that. Isn't this just a Blackmagic sensor though? Like, what is the deal? Isn't it just a Blackmagic? They could have shot this on a Blackmagic camera and then just said, yep, that's the Nexus G1 footage, man. Because technically it would be, right? Isn't that right? I think that's what they did, right, guys? They just copied the oh, come on, man. Didn't they just copy the hold up. Let me see. I'm almost positive it just has a Blackmagic sensor in this thing. Yeah, with Blackmagic's awesome proven 6K Super 35 raw imaging system. And you know what? Someone was talking about this and they said that like they never got the okay from Blackmagic to do this. Which means that they have to buy all these sensors. Maybe Blackmagic is still like giving them a deal. Like you can have so many sensors for this amount of money. Right? And then they're buying all the sensors, but like Blackmagic isn't like cool with what they're doing. I think that's the bulk of what I found about it. Would I trade a full frame ZE1? Dude, I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what a ZE, oh, that's a Sony camera. Isn't it, isn't that a Sony camera? Sony ZE1? Isn't that a thing? No? What? I don't know what is a ZE1? You have to tell me what camera that is. It's not pulling it up here. ZE1 camera? Yeah, I thought it was a Sony. Yeah, oh, ZVE1. That's right. ZVE1. No, heck no, I would not. Hold up, let me pull it up real quick. He's asking if I would trade. Would you trade full frame? Oh, okay, hold on. Are you the one getting rid of this for an FX30? Because yeah. Yeah, I would do that. If I had one of these, yeah, and someone wanted to give me their FX30 in exchange for this thing, yes, in a heartbeat. And mainly because I don't care about the full frame compared to like what the actual tool is. Dude, the FX30 has way more features than this thing does, and I don't even have to read the specs to know. I can tell just by looking at it, bro. You know what I mean? The FX30 is a really nice little. I mean, it really is. It's a cool little cinema camera. Oh, I don't know. Look at this though. 10-bit 422. Jesus, criminy. I don't know. They pack this thing out too, huh? I still feel like there would be things in the FX30 that would not be in this, particularly thinking of like the automatic because the A7C2 has it. Let me see. What's it called? Oh yeah, variable shutter. I don't know. I don't know if this camera has variable shutter. There's just little things like that that would be in it. Also like having the ability to go like I think you can go full DCI with the FX30. You can do like a lot of different more of like, you have more of those features that you would find on an FX3, whereas I don't think you would get that on this camera. But I didn't think it had all this, but I mean, yeah, so I don't know now, but, yeah, that's a tough call there. I spent like 5+K in Panny L-mount lenses for an S5 2X. I'm stuck, but I have a Sony A6700 II for APS-C. You spent why are you stuck? No one will buy that, huh? It's hard to sell Lumix stuff, huh? Yeah, that's a little hard. I think the lenses you could offload though. I would start there. Like if you feel like you're stuck because you're like, oh, I'm married into this whole ecosystem now. Nah, dude. Just start slowly offloading lenses like one at a time, And then before you know it, you won't have any more native lenses, and then you'll be like, oh, I guess I don't need to hold on to this camera anymore. Now the downside is the camera is where you're going to take the cut, but the lenses, you should be able to get a decent amount for them, even if you got to sell them off to like MPB or something. Why wouldn't they talk on the video about the camera? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thought it was going to be like them kind of like selling the camera. Like, I get it, like, yeah, in a normal world, you want to see what the camera can do, but not if it's a sensor that we already know where you're getting it from. Like, we know it's a recycled sensor. We don't need to see more footage. We need to understand that this thing actually works. And I don't know if, like, watching a video with just the footage is proof to me that, like, yeah, that camera's going to do it. Because, again, you could just shoot this on a Blackmagic camera and be like, yeah, that's the same image because it is. It's the same fucking sensor, right? Like, I want to see the camera in the war field doing everything that it claims it can do without the crazy overheating and shit. Because, okay, Jesus, where'd the website go? Here we go. Because look at this thing. Like, the amount of I/O on this thing is so insane. And there's not a whole lot of vents happening here. Like, I mean, just look at the I/O. It's insane. And it's like, are we sure that this thing can run longer than like 10, 15 minutes? Because it's wild, dude. It is wild. And the screen on that thing is huge on the top. And I guess you could say, well, those are the vents right in the top, like in the front. And that's the only place they need them, maybe. I just don't know. Like, it's like such an insane camera. Look, if they pull it off, it sounds amazing. But has anyone seen one in the real world yet? Like, have you touched it? Have you ran around with it? Like, just look at all the crazy shit they're saying it'll have. The world's most advanced ND system. So they're basically like building like their own variable electronic ND here in a module. Look, I'm not saying it's not impossible. It's just like every dream. It's like if any Yahoo sat down and made a dream wish list of their like favorite camera, like I'm going to build the world's ultimate camera. It would have all this shit in it, and that's where it feels a little bit like, wait, is this going to work though? Like, does this actually work? And does it work for an extended period of time, i.e. a full 12-hour day? Like, is it going to do that with built-in D-taps on top of like all this other shit that it has? XLR power, like it's got a lot of shit in it, man. Like a lot of shit. And look at this crazy, like, I don't know. Yeah, so you would think the marketing video would be like them with it in their hands, like in the, you know, kind of, I mean, hey, I hate to brag here, fellas and women, if we have any. Okay. But, you know, if I could see this thing the way how, like, you know, I did the ZR video, maybe I would believe it's real and that it actually fucking works. But until we see someone running around in the middle of nowhere with that thing, nah, I'm just not gonna believe it, dude. I'm not gonna believe it. It's like one of those things where you're like, again, this feels like a April Fool's kind of like setup, dude. And that's why I got excited about the video. But yeah, like you guys said, it's just a couple clicks and then they're instantly just like a bunch of footage that, oh, now what the hell? How did I do that? A bunch of footage of, again, a camera that, well, maybe it's from this camera. They sure make it look like it's, why is it doing this? Look, as soon as I click off, what the fuck? I'm over this. I'm over this. New topic. New topic. Okay, let's see. Someone said the XH2S was a sweet camera. Yes, it was. Wow, this is how you get sued. We are playing in the Sony sandbox tonight. Yeah, we can and we will. We are playing in all sandboxes. I wanted to I have a wish list for the FX6 for my Mark II wish list. Yes, full frame overrated. Watching movies lately, not everything is out of focus. Super 35 is just fine with cine glass. Yeah, why does everybody always talk about that? When you talk about Super 35, people always talk about that shallow depth of field look. That's never what I think about when I think about full frame. But I guess I get it. I guess it makes sense. Like that's where your brain would go first. I'm not like throwing shade. I'm just honestly curious because I see that happen all the time. Like every time someone talks about full frame versus Super 35, the first thing they talk about is I think it's Australia. I'm gonna guess this is Stuart Monroe. Oh, let me take this off.
To send a voicemail, press 2.
Do we got our first crank caller from Australia tonight or what?
Oi, Timberlake. Oi, if you go and have a look at that top video when you Google that camera's name, it's got the two brothers, they're engineers, and it's all real. So, and my friend's helping them with it. So,
oh, he's coming to the defense.
Yeah, look at, you know, I'm sure if Trump was building it with his bare hands, you'd be all over it.
Which what? Yeah, hey, you got it twisted, man. Hey, listen, this one right here, this
have a look at,
Cine D.
Yeah, go to the Cine D. They interview them. They're just two country boys that have made it.
Do they sound like you?
Yeah. No, worse than me. They're engineers. They've got good jobs.
Okay.
They're there, and he's holding the camera in his hands and explains everything. So
okay,
before you know, typical American, you know, as soon as it comes out, you'll be claiming it that that's an American product.
Yeah,
it's like how we claim Russell Crowe as an Australian, but he was born in New Zealand. So anyway, I'm going. I'll talk to you in a bit. All right.
Oh, you son of a bitch! You see what he does there? He runs his mouth and then he runs away. Oh my God. Okay, first of all, I think one of these engineers was from Boston, I believe. All right, let's see. Hold on, let me put this dang earbud back in so you guys can hear it. Here we go. Nexus G1. Okay. All right, let's watch it. I'll get flagged for this. Let's see. You ready, guys? Hold on.
They ripped out its sensor, its main board, everything that makes the image, and built an entirely new camera around it.
We got into filmmaking after work is in.
Hold up. Did Trump end up buying DJI? Dude, it certainly seems like it. I didn't know this, guys, but I thought my drone was done. I thought it was just done because every time I tried to fly it anywhere, it would say I was in an authorization zone. Like it wouldn't matter where I was. And all I had to do was update the drone and then restart everything, like re-sign out, sign out and re-sign in, and just like totally start from scratch with all new stuff updated and and now it works. I could fly in my house if I wanted to. Holy shit, John 2001. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, however you celebrate. Best wishes to everyone. John, you're the man. Thank you so much, bro. I love that. Thank you, brother. And yeah, dude, it's happy holidays, everyone. This might be the last stream of the year. I guess that's why I started so gnarly. I don't know. I think we got one more Sunday, but I don't know if we're gonna. It's the holiday. I'm transferring storage units. But yeah, to talk. But DJ, I was a little nervous. But moral of that story is, if you are having issues with your drones, just fucking swipe it clean, like erase everything, and go back to like square one, and then update the latest firmware, all the updates with it, sign out of your account, make a brand new account. That's what I did, actually. I made a brand new account, and then it was going to let me fly it in my house. Like, it didn't matter. Like, I was off to the races after that. An upside is that you can cook toast on the top during your shoots. Oh, speaking of cooking toast, the job that I was working on this past week, and I only talk about all this because they hired me to be a drone op. And I was like, bro, I can't fly anywhere, dude. It won't let me fly anywhere. It was a shit show, bro. But talking about that, they were shooting on Red Gemini. And I was like, Red Geminis, huh? I said, didn't these used to come with ice packs? Oh shit, they didn't like that. They're like, no, that was the DSMC-1, you know. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay, talking about Lumix, back in the GH4, GH5 days, the marketing was a short film and BTS video made by Hollywood DPs. Yeah, I think Sony did a little bit of that with the guy with the long white hair, right? But that was like specifically for the Burano. Yeah, that was before influencers like took over, right? And now it's like, and that's why I was excited when the Pixis was first announced, because at first the first thing they collaborated with was Patrick O'Sullivan, the Wandering DP. And I thought, and that's when I got excited, because I thought, like, yeah, we're doing things the old way again, even though he's low key. I guess you could say he's like low key influencer, but I don't know. I don't really look at Patrick as that, you know, like he's not really, the only thing he pushes is his courses, you know? So, and some people would say that's like a very fine trademark of an influencer. Like if you're selling your shit, and you could be right about that. That might be a good argument to have, you know? But then like when the floodgates were opened after him, and then everyone was talking about that camera, down to like the Crater crew had it. And I got a lot of shit for my video, my tier list video, where I kind of threw that all under the bus. People were really, and I guess here's the thing, like it wasn't fair of me to judge a camera based upon its features and what it can do, you know, whereas I was allowing my, I don't know. You understand what I'm saying? Like that wasn't fair of me to judge it like that. So I do, you know, I atone for that. Okay. The G1 should be doing that. Cine D, yeah, they should be doing that though. They should be doing that. Cine D, people still read that site? I'm from Boston. Don't put that shit on us. That's right. I forgot. Yo, James Cook's on the photo. It's because of streaming shows and YouTubers shooting on full frame wide open, which is why it can get that bad rep. But check out old Hollywood movies on VistaVision. They don't have that issue. Wait, what are you talking about, James Cooks? Yeah, thank you again, John. You guys are the best dudes. Let's see what they're going to say, mate.
Stuff for designers, because we see it as the pinnacle of creativity. It's just absolutely amazing.
Some on the internet called it vaporware. Then they posted
Vaporware
footage from the Australian
Vaporware,
rainforest.
is that a thing, guys? Vaporware, I like that. Some people online called it vaporware. I've never heard that before.
6K, no overheating.
Yeah.
The approach we've taken with designing the Nexus is we've thought about everything up front that we can think of. We've taken enormous feedback from the community, and we've used our own experience to think of everything that would be useful and make a cinema camera work better.
Thomas and Timothy Boland are here to tell us everything. And they brought an exclusive. A new universal mount system they haven't announced anywhere else. This is Focus Check.
This is Focus Check, the weekly Cinetech
Dude, they
podcast.
are really doing it in, huh?
This
Come
special
on,
episode to
Johnny.
welcome.
Hey, thanks a lot, Nino, for inviting us.
Well, thank you so much for coming onto the podcast. I mean, there's been so much interest about your project since you first announced the Nexus camera, G1 camera. And I think the community has a lot of questions. So I'm very honored to have you on board and yeah, just to do a bit of a deep dive on your project.
Great, sounds great. Let's go.
Let's get started with the origin story. I mean, I think a lot of people have questions about, like how two guys from Australia that, don't get me wrong, a lot of people haven't heard about before.
Hold on. Hold on. I want to show you guys how I watch YouTube videos. I want to show you. I always read the comments first. Look at this, though. Universal mount system. Yeah, look at this. When I left my previous comment, say these guys are awesome, I hadn't watched the entire video. Now that I've watched the whole thing, I admit I was wrong. They are not merely awesome. They're borderline genius. Wow. Also, props to Nino. You asked all the right questions. Really enjoyed this podcast. I was already excited about this camera. Wow, everybody's excited about this. This is so rad. Oh, James Cookson says, I was referring to the other comment talking about why they thought full frame is overrated. Lots of Netflix productions shooting large format with super shallow depth of field. Yeah. It's really popular. It's like when 4x5 was like the big thing too. Like everything was 4x5. Amazing. Would love this body with the OG Arri Alexa Classic. Ah, jeez. Okay. All right.
Came out of nowhere to announce a camera that looks like $1 million. I mean, the website, everything, the presentation about the Nexus G1 is so highly professional that it seems like you've been doing this forever. So people want to know about where you guys are coming from. So basically,
Australia,
let's talk
mate.
about the origin story and this breaking point. I think every great I'll build it myself project starts with a moment of pure frustration. My guess is, like what was the specific rigging disaster or shoot failure with a Pocket 6K that finally made you say, enough, we'll make our own camera?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a specific thing. I would say it's experience over time. But I'll just go back to your first question.
Yeah, but the hard part about look, they got way more cooler stuff than the Pixis. I will admit that. But the bummer part is like, you know what I'm starting to wonder now? Like, because they had to source the sensors, right? I imagine like look, if they really went in with the mission to sell a bunch of these things, like perhaps, what if this is the story, right? Perhaps Blackmagic hadn't even started on the Pixis creation yet, right? And here come along these guys, and they want to buy all the 6K, like not all of them, but they want to buy a substantial amount of 6K sensors. And what if Blackmagic saw what these guys were doing and kind of like started hauling ass a little bit and put out the Pixis before these guys put out their thing? That doesn't make sense though, because then like Blackmagic could just be like, don't sell them the sensors, right? Or like, don't give them the ability to do this. They could easily be like, no, like we're not gonna do this. But maybe like it was too late. Maybe everything happened so fast for Blackmagic. They were like, wow, we're gonna make this huge sale on all these sensors. And then they're like, then maybe they like stopped and were like, wait, why do they want so many sensors? Could you imagine that in the warehouse? Like, oh, like little Jimmy, the intern, is so stoked. He's like, I just sold a whole truck of sensors, right? It's his big day. It's his big sale. And old Fred in the warehouse is like, hold on, wait, what happened? You did what? And these guys are like, woohoo! They're getting away like Mario and Luigi. They're like bumping off in their little Mario Kart. Bananas flying everywhere. Because it's just weird to me, right? The whole thing is just a little weird. And then the Pixis, because I feel like even though this camera has some amazing features and things, I feel like it's in direct competition with Blackmagic's camera. And yet Blackmagic sold him the sensor and okayed this whole project. It all seems weird to me. Is this not weird to anybody else? Justin, I chose the Sigma FP partly due to your videos. Here, the FX3 A7S III is seen as the gig standard. In 2026, does Sony still give a real edge for getting hired? What do you mean here as in where you are? Or you mean here as in this channel? Because I know I do praise Sony a lot, but here's the thing. I don't think for low budget productions, I don't think Sony will ever not be a choice. honestly. Knowing what those cameras are capable of for one-man band stuff, Sony will always be a top 3 choice. I just think it will be. It just always has been for a long time, and it always will be. So as much as I hate the Sony shills, I hate the people that Sony sponsors, I shouldn't say hate. I gotta stop saying that word. My mother taught me better, and I just can't do it. But I know it's bad. It's not good to say hate. So and it's not true. I don't actually hate anything or anyone because I don't think I care enough to actually hate someone or something. I guess what I should say, like, as bad as I don't agree with the people that Sony sponsor, and I honestly don't agree with Sony and their practices in general. A lot of it, I just don't care about big brands, right? I don't care about big companies. But at the same time, the Sony cameras are, I have the FX6. I've been shooting on it for over a year now. I had the A7S III for a long time. I had the FX. You guys know. They just always will be one of the most, if not the very most convenient option for one-man band guerrilla style filmmaking, right? You will never convince me otherwise. Honestly, you won't. You won't. Because it's just, the proof is in the pudding. And maybe you could say I'm biased because I've been shooting on Sony for so long. But I just feel like when I use a different camera, or I even observe other people using other cameras, or hear them talk about the other cameras, or watch the videos about the other cameras, I'm always like, I don't think that would happen with a Sony. You know what I mean? Like, just out of my own experience, I just feel like, nah, that wouldn't happen with the Sony. And it's just like that whole thing. I had so many people try to battle me about the Nikon ZR's autofocus. And I know I didn't know how to use it. But the problem is like, they tried to convince themselves and everyone else and me that the amount of phase detect autofocus points doesn't matter. And that is complete horse shit, right? Them saying that admits that they don't understand how AI is working in the cameras, right? The AI literally needs the contact points to know, those are all the little green squares, they popping up. That's the point, right? That's the AI going, it's registering. The ones and zeros are in full action here, They're moving the wires, Johnny, That's what's happening. So if you sit there and go, oh, yeah, it doesn't matter if it has more phase detect auto points, you will never convince me of that. That to me is insanity, where I'm like, nah, that's fucking bullshit, dude. You know what I mean? Because the proof is in the pudding. But here's the thing. If that's, not everybody needs a one-man band camera, right? Not everybody needs a camera that is going to offer a high level of convenience. Some people just want the highest level of image that they can get. Well, if that was what you were after, and you came to me, I don't know if I could recommend the Sony. I'm not that hot on the picture. I'm just not, right? So if image is the number one thing, I would say, well, first of all, you would have to find out what that is for you. Because I think for a lot of people, for most people, it's different. There's some people that love the Sony image. There's some people that claim that it doesn't matter because they'll make the image look however they want it to look in post-production anyways. When I was on set this past week, I was sitting at lunch talking to a guy that just picked up an Alexa Mini, the original. So it was the Super 35, but he picked up the whole kit with the AKS for 12 G's. I thought, wow, that's a killer deal, dude. I think he said it had like a lot of hours on it, but regardless, I mean, who cares? But he was saying that he doesn't even know if it was worth it because he's been making his FX6 look like the Mini for a very long time. And he said, and when he got the Mini, he can match them perfectly. And I was like, I'm like, wow. It's like, but then what if we, thinking about that, then I wanted to, like, because me, I could nerd out about it, right? But I'm not going to ruin the guy's lunch, But I was thinking, like, I don't know if that battle would stand in a dynamic range test. You know, like not even a test, like actual shooting stuff, you know? I think that the Alexa Mini, the dynamic range, would blow the FX6 out of the water. But if you're just doing everything in studio, then I guess dynamic range isn't going to matter, right? There's so, like, you know what I mean? The little alleyways you can go down is quite large when you get into, like, I don't know if this camera is going to be relevant. I don't know what the best camera is. And it's like, wow, man, it's like each little job that you have to do is going to demand a different camera. And that is almost impossible to do if you set out to just own everything, right? And, you know, this is something else I was talking to. This is why I love when I get to, like, go on set, because I get to talk to everybody. And someone else was talking about how they're building out their van. They're building out their van, and they're so excited, and they're building a 1-ton. And when I hear, I hate, and here's the thing too, I know I'm pretty negative, right? I feel like sometimes I can be like that little Peanuts character, the guy whose head's down and it's always storming around him. I can be like that. I always am like that, honestly, and I don't like it that I'm like that, but I think it's because for instance, like, you know, I felt bad because I'm like, ooh, building a van, why? You know, like, that's my first thought, like, ooh, don't do that, you know? And I know that's not fair. Like, I shouldn't be pissing on someone else's parade or whatever. But at the same time, like, I feel like it's important to share my experience of it, right? Because having gone through that, it's like, no, I don't think that's a good idea, man. Like, and it ties back in with this camera thing, because it's like the chasing of the gear becomes an insanity rat race, you know, where you're like, oh God, you know, especially nowadays, the technology is just boom, 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 boom. It seems like impossible to keep up with, you know? And so I couldn't imagine in this current state of building a van from the ground up, because it's just like, having the experience that I went through, it just left a horrible taste in my mouth, you know? And I say this all the time, you know, the guys that stole all of my lights out of my garage, bro, in hindsight, I think they did me a favor. You know, I really do. Because I was like, bro, you know, it sucked. It does suck. You feel violated when you get burglarized. You know, that's the hardest part. It messes with your psyche. You feel like people are watching your house. You get a little weirded out. I'm already paranoid. So it's kind of unhealthy in that aspect. But in the long run, well, plus I had insurance, so it all came around full circle. But I was also just like, I don't know, man. It felt kind of good to, like, not have that, like, weight of, like, all this stuff. And you're like, oh man, this is what I'm, and then you got to keep pumping out the jobs, so it made sense that you bought all this stuff. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is, like, hopefully at some point you get to a point where you can just rent the right camera for that job that it is, you know, deemed right for, you know? I guess that's the really long-winded of saying it. I hate this idea of everybody having to chase gear. And I think that's why I lost so much momentum and passion on this channel, because I was like, and that's what brought about all the war with the influencers and stuff, because it just became this thing where I'm like, this is a world I don't feel comfortable in anymore. It's a world that I don't feel good being in, you know, is really what it boiled down to. And it's always this, you know, because it'll always come back to this. And it was the FP video that opened up my brain so much, because it was like all these people were like, I bought this camera because of you. And I guess, like, and the crazy thing is, like, so many people then, like, oh, when I sold it, you know, I put out the 9 months later video, I just got rid of it. Everyone turned on me. There was a mass exodus of subscribers. And like, to the point where I was a noticeable amount left. And all of that was the beginning of the shaking of the foundation. And then to go back and read the comments, and people thought that it was like a paid ad. And people thought that Sigma sent me the camera and all this. And it was like, whoa. And it was like, it was mind-blowing to me to see where, oh no, now I have become an influencer. And then people would say, well, yeah, Justin, look at the way you made the video, dude. But it's just because of how passionate I get about shit, right? Like, I just get passionate about stuff. And that was very eye-opening for me, where I was like, oh, people are mistaking my passion for salesmanship. And that's when I was like, fuck, you know, you know what I mean? Like, that was the exact opposite of what and I guess like in the long run, I step back and I go, yeah, I guess what else did I expect to happen? You know, I'm praising this camera, and it just, yeah, it totally came out the wrong way, you know? And so that was what was most eye-opening to me. And now we fast forward to where the evolution has come now. And I'm just like, I can't get into the gear anymore. I just can't. All I can do is look at what each tool offers and then think about, what does the job that I need to take the tool on require? Because it's going to be a different thing. Again, depending on, is dynamic range important, right? Is this open gate thing actually important for the job that you need to go on? If you just got hired to do a run of verticals, because those are running rampant out here right now, you know, they're part of the reason why things have gone so awry, right? The verticals have taken over like a fucking plague. So if you just got hired as, you know, long time on that. Now, here's the funny thing about those. The majority of those, and this is funny too, because people always say like, I need open gate for vertical. The funny thing is, the literal shows, because there's whole apps that are just vertical soap operas. They were designed for people that ride the train like in Japan or some crazy shit. That's where vertical soap operas were born. And they literally are little 5-minute soap operas, all vertical. They're all shot on Sony FX6, all of them. All the ones here, they're all shot on Sony FX6, all up on their side. They don't even care about open gate. They don't even care about open gate. And that's like the funny thing about it, because meanwhile, all the influencers, all they're doing is pushing open gate, and they're talking about it. And everyone that claims they need open gate, they claim they need it for, I got to do the vertical. I got to do the vertical. And it's like, bro, the people that are shooting vertical for Hollywood aren't even using the fucking open gate. You know what I mean? So that is where I was trying to say in the Gerald video, in the Terry video, where it's like clearly marketing, right? And definitely that was the whole point of roasting Terry, because he's talking about, why does the new iPhone have open gate? That's a very good question, because it's become a marketing ploy, right? It's become a gimmick, right? Oh, it's got open gate. Ooh, my little tiny iPhone sensor has open gate? That'll come in handy, right? Like, what the fuck are we even talking about anymore? So it's to me, yeah, I know we went all over. I apologize. It's been one of those days. It was one of, you know, I knew it was going to be weird. You know, when you wake up, you go, I think it's going to be a weird day, you know. It's just been one of those things. I shot on the Pixis 6K yesterday and had so many issues recording to SSDs. Yeah, see, and that's always been a concern of mine since like the Pocket 4K days, where it's like running these cables. Ooh, it's like terrifying to me. Okay, let's see what this guy says. Should I ask that on comments of the only camera that consistently gets work for the past 2 years video? No, it was fine. It was great. We can tag it here. I'll link this stream to that. They definitely started this before the Pixis. Yeah, see, and that's the crazy part to me. If they started this project before the Pixis, it doesn't make sense why Blackmagic would allow, you know, give them the okay. It's just very odd. Blackmagic is working with them. I don't think they are, though. I don't think they are. It's ultimately old hardware with a better body. Yeah, I shot on the Pixis. Okay, yeah. At least they're not wearing cowboy hats and having snake skin covers on the camera. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's not cool. BM sold them the sensor, saw what they were doing, then popped out the Pixis before they could. That's what I'm saying. I don't know the truth, but it's kind of funny. That's exactly what that's what it seems like, right? Doesn't that what it seems like? Believe it or not, I made him come out of his Threads hibernation, but then he dipped before I could respond back. Gotta love comment section drama. Wow. I think we never give Arri lenses enough credit. You don't think Arri lenses get enough credit? Come on, man. Come on. That's like going, you know what? Ferrari never gets enough credit. Come on, bro. Who you lying to? Okay, let's see. Like Chinese, Korean, Japanese lenses are good, but you can see more a difference between lenses than sensors. Yeah, I know. Someone got on to me about that recently. So I got a whole nother new channel I'm trying to get off the ground. It's all film photography. And someone got on to me over there because they were like, hey, you're telling us what the film is, but we don't care about that. We want to know what the lenses are. And they were saying how the lenses will reveal more than the film. And I'm kind of like, I don't know. I'm not fully into that, but I understand half of it. So now I just label everything, like everything, lens, camera, film, everything. I know that's kind of one off, but that is an interesting thing where, yeah, the lenses matter more than anything. And yeah, it is true. And that is why in the beginning, you know, the CineMod thing was such a big thing to do. Like, get the lenses, CineMod the lenses, and, you know, you're just after the lenses, the look is in the lenses, and now we have lens node and all this stuff. And I will agree with that. There is way more you can get out of lenses than sensors, certainly nowadays, where, you know, the sensors are kind of, you know. Now, if you're buying modern lenses, that's an argument where it would come to moot as well, because the modern lenses are all kind of coming from the same 2 or 3 factories as well. So, you know, when you speak about lenses, you know, yeah, definitely I would be talking about vintage lenses, and not even necessarily vintage, you know. I mean, 90s, I don't know, is 90s vintage? But I mean, you could certainly get some really awesome lenses from the 90s, you know. And I think this one right here is from the 90s, early 90s, I think, this Voltlander lens. Okay. Oh yeah, Jay Kelly. Yeah, dude, Jay Kelly's one of my. I love that movie. It's one of the best Heath Ledger performances ever. Underrated, bro. Are you talking about? No, I'm thinking Ned Kelly. What's Jay Kelly? Are you thinking about Ned Kelly? I thought you were talking about Ned Kelly. They have to pump out new tech, otherwise no one would be buying a new camera every year. Yeah, I know. It's all marketing. Great answer, and can't thank you enough sharing your knowledge and kindness for that long answer. Being open as much as possible with your thoughts and experiences. Yeah, I'm a little long-winded, but it took us a little bit to get there, but I'm glad you got some nuggets out of that. I want to meet him one day and give him a hug. Has anyone seen Jay Kelly? Hello, Chill and Connect. The SSD problem is all due to the wire. Yeah, it's just a little sketchy, man. You got all that. That's your paycheck. That you're running out of your camera into a little drive, and it's a little jank. It's a little jank. You know, it was a little weird. That's what I loved about the FP when those it was like, you know, a third-party market. They made that thing where it would just plug directly in, no cable necessary. I mean, it's still plugging in, but it's a little better without a little janky cable, you know. Hey Justin, just got the new 7 Artisans 10mm f2.8 Mark II fisheye. And it's going to be fun taking some photos and videos of my mates skating. Oh, damn, bro. The 10mm. Yeah, dude, you got to get some good shots with that. You're going to have to get hella close, bro. If the wire is slow, you won't get the record stability. That's true, too. You got to make sure and get a cable that is super fast. Yeah. Just curious here, when people edit their videos here, does anyone use different editing hardware other than a mouse and keyboard? Yeah, I use this thing. This is what I use. Ugh. Here, let me go full screen for a minute. Let me talk to you about this. This is what I use. This is what do they call this? The speed editor or something like that? Yeah. It's old. I've had this forever. It's really just a bunch of hotkeys, but it's this wheel that's nice. And you can change this from shuttle mode, jog mode, which is just normal, and then there's scroll mode. So there's 3 different modes. You can dial in this little wheel here. And I love the ripple delete and the snap, and you can transitions. It's really just like a bunch of hotkeys, but I don't know. It's so nice with the wheel and everything. And speaking of which, while we're here, I've been swapping storage units, so I finally pulled this out of storage, and I was gonna sell it. Because I'm like, nah, I don't really have room for my my color grading panel anymore. And now they have a newer, smaller one. But I was just like, I started using it, and I'm like, oh, dude, I miss this thing. So I decided to hold on to it for a while, even though the smaller one would be cooler. But yeah, that's what I use for editing. Have you seen the PDAF update on BM6Ks? They did the same with the gyro data with Pocket 4K before, added it with an update for their phase autofocus. No, I haven't seen it. Is it worth checking out? Have you seen the new video on Aries channel for the Enzos? The opening shot is wild. Hold up. Let's go check that out. We'll come back to these yahoos. Let's see what he's talking about.
First question
oh, no.
about how we came to
mate.
do this.
Hold on, mate. We'll come back to you, mate. Ari Esno, is he talking about these right here? Wait, on Ari's channel though, right? Look at all these guys that get to test these out, dude. New Ari Esno. A year ago? You're talking about something from a year ago? No, it's a new one. All right, let me pull it up real quick. Videos. Are you sure it's new? Oh, this one right here? The Ari Esno prime lenses on Alexa 35 Extreme. Holy cannoli, dude. Holy cannoli, dude. Ah, the song. I can't have the music go. This looks nice. Oh my goodness. Ari Enso prime lenses on Alexa 35 Extreme. Oh, this is the Extreme. Wow. Gracie, are you losing your mind or what? Come here. Come here. Wow, this is stellar. It's all production design. You know what I mean? It's production design. These do look nice though. But, you know, it was shot well. It looks good. The people are attractive. The clothing is nice. The weather is like all soft and flat. You know, there's a lot more to it, as we all know, but still, they do look good. A little bit of a veiling flare there. Man, that's a nice image. Hard to deny it. Hard to deny it. Wish I could. Rainbow shot. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Slow rainbow walking shot. Wow. Is this for like a fashion ad? What if at the end it was like, Prada. Now on the plains. Prada in Oklahoma. Look at that. They're using a little prism filter. Wait, what was that? Rewind that. Rewind that, Johnny. Hold on here. Rewind that, Johnny. What was that? What is that? Are they doing that in camera? Wait, where'd that go? Ah, damn it. Where did that go? Yeah, that. What is that? What are they doing there? They used a prism? It looked like they used one of those crystals I used to use on music videos back in the GH5 days. Yeah. Wow, dude. Look at these things. Airy and Snows. These are... still playing the dumb song, dude. Wow. They're out there, boy. Look at him. He's got his little disc. What is he going to do with that thing? Oh, man. Yeah, these are nice, though. Wow. With the extreme small HD product placement. Booyaka. Get in there, Ronin. Everybody's getting their product placement, boy. Small HD and Ronin. They're like, oh, dude, we're going to be in the Airy video, dude. We're so fucking cool, dude. Is that a bright tangerine matte box? No, it'd be an Airy. Airy would never put a bright tangerine matte box on their shit, dude. You know it's going to be Airy all the way. He's rocking the Ready Rig with the Ronin. Yeah, man. That's solid. That stuff looked good. Whoa, wait. He was doing that with the Ready Rig? Oh, man. That's a nice combo. Wait. They had a killer dolly shot, too. They did that with the Ready Rig. Wow. That's pretty good, then. I wonder what frames they shot this at. The grade was finished with Airy Film Lab. Wow, I thought that was a dolly shot. Wow. Hold up. Let's see. They're not really giving any specs, though. Bummer, dude. That opening shot is perfection. Yeah, man. Wow, those are gnarly good. Jay Kelly is the new Noah Baumbach. Noah Baumbach. Yeah, I think we watched it, actually. Talk about the manager one. Yeah, we watched it. Someone actually recommended that, and that's why we watched it. Oh, man, I got signed out of everything. What the hell's going on? See, that's why I couldn't get the stream to work. I got signed out of freaking everything. Something happened, man. There must have been like a huge update or something. Oh, boy. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to log in and pull up Jay Kelly. Because, yeah, we definitely watched it. Enter code. Oh, jeez Louise. Now I got to enter a code in this thing. I couldn't feel more old. Jeez Louise, bro. Okay, hold on. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to log in so I can view this stuff real quick. Okay, I just wrapped on an upcoming streaming show project with both the FX6 and FX9 rigged out on the side for vertical. There you go. There you go. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's exactly what I'm saying, bro. Okay, yeah, Jay Kelly. Let's see. Yeah, it's the Adam Sandler movie, right? I talked about Ned Kelly. Yeah, we watched it. What about it? what about it? You know, it's a Noah Baumbach movie though. We're just not fans of Noah Baumbach in this house, you know. He's just a little, you know, he's just a little, I don't know. I have my feelings about him. I just feel like he tries a little too hard. And like the dialogue is always a little too forced for me. Like it's just the dialogue is too forced. It's weird. It's weird. His movies always, you can always tell when you're watching them because they just are a little weird. You're like, why are they talking like that? And this one wasn't as bad. This one wasn't as bad as some of his other ones. The one that I really could not stand was, let me find it. What is it called? Is it the Meyerowitz stories? Hold on, let me try to... Oh, Marriage Story, I couldn't even get through the first 10 minutes. I had to turn that one off. I think it was this one, White Noise. This one is insane. And I was into it at first. Like, I was really into this movie at first. And then it just gets so weird. You know what he is? He's like the budget version of Wes Anderson. That's what he seems to be to me. And I think they even used to call him, like, the Wes Anderson protege or whatever. But, dude, he tries so hard to be Wes Anderson, I feel sometimes, where it's just like, ugh, bro, you know what I mean? Like, and I know this is like horrible. People hate it when I talk shit about other Hollywood people or whatever, but no one cares about whatever, you know what I mean? And look, the whole reason is too, it's like, you don't listen to the critics, right? So they're not going to care, you know? We're all allowed to voice our opinions. And you know, he's just, you know, everybody's not for everybody, you know? And this guy especially, bro, I don't know, man. It's hard for me to get into it. But this Jay Kelly one was like less annoying. Like at least I could watch the movie and get through it without being 100% annoyed. But it was still, it felt a little off, you know? And then at the end, when the credits came on, Marianne was like, oh, it's Noah Baumbach. And it's like, ah, that fucking explains everything. You know what I mean? Let us see. Oh, they shot it on film. Yeah. Did they, though? They shot this on film. Are you sure about that, bro? Oh, yeah. Kodak Vision 3 50D, Vision 3 200T, Vision 3 500T. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. Really? Oh, dude, I couldn't even tell. I couldn't even tell this was shot on film. It didn't even look like it was shot on film when I watched it. Dude, do we get... See, Shot Deck took away all the screen grabs, bro. Fucking Shot Deck, bro. God damn it, dude. They did. Do you notice that? Like, ever since Shot Deck took over and they charge, by the way, it's a subscription, just like every goddamn thing else. IMDb Pro must have done a deal with Shot Deck because you used to get tons of screen grabs on IMDb. Tons of screen grabs off IMDb. And now all the new movies never fucking have it. Never have it. You just get like stupid ass publicity shots and stuff. I can guarantee they did a deal with Shot Deck. Convince me they didn't. I bet they did, dude. I bet they fucking did, dude. Yeah, so the hard thing is like I can't tell if these are screen grabs or if this is like BTS shots. Or maybe this is. Because yeah, it would have been Super 35 film. Either way, when I watched it, I couldn't really tell. But yeah, it did look good. It did look good. It did look very nice. Production would not provide CFast Type B cards. What's up, all? What's up, Lonely Risk? Merry Christmas. Yo, the reason why I mentioned that movie is that there's a behind the scene that's like 50 minutes long. A behind the scenes of Jay Kelly. Sold my speed editor for the editor keyboard because I got tired of all the stuff on my desk. Yo, yeah, just the normal keyboard that has all the hotkeys plugged in. I would miss the wheel, though. That's like the only reason why I keep that thing is for the wheel. I use the wheel a lot. I really do. I was looking at either the speed editor or the tour box. Not sure if that has been heard of or is even popular. Looking for something to speed up many of my processes. The tour box? What the hell is the tour box? What are you even talking about, bro? The tour box. This thing? Yeah, but this isn't like dedicated, I don't know. Like, I guess if you're not using Resolve, I've never even seen this, but this looks scary to me. This looks like, what the hell is this? Like, and also like, I just liked the Blackmagic stuff is also with Resolve, you know? But I guess if you don't have Resolve, I guess it doesn't matter what you use. Yeah, Aries actual channel. Oh yeah. I would sell all of my family's kidneys for them, for these Esnos. He said he'd sell all of his family's kidneys for them. Oh, it was a diopter. Are you sure about that, bro? You can do that with a diopter? It looked like a prism, like a crystal. Where'd that shot go? Where is that now? He said this was a diopter. Oh, a split field diopter. I bet. Split field, maybe. Or, yeah, it'd have to be, right? It'd have to be a split field. She's pretty far away from the lens, bro. Anyways, the Ensnos have rear filters you can put on them for looks. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Because of I know Arri rolled out all that like new look stuff. They might even show it on here, actually. I don't think we watched the whole thing, so I was talking shit. Or no, we did watch the, oh no, I saw the ready rig, so I rewound it. Like that time we watched Alt Cine's thing and I rewound the video like 5 times and I didn't realize it. Holy shit, dude. Yeah, man. Wow, dude. Not bad. They're huge though, huh? Look how huge those things are. They are nice though. But I would rather, I don't know, man. I'm in love with the Leica M08s, dude. I love those things. But yeah, these are nice. They are nice. I'll give them that. That's pretty cool, the ready rig with the Ronin. I used to have a ready rig. But that's long gone. That's a nice one with carbon fiber legs. Look, that dude was shooting, the AD was shooting BTS with a Leica Q2. Did you see that? Rewind this a little bit. Right there. Or is that yeah, that's a Leica Q2. Either that or it's the new RX1. Pretty sure he's the AD. Yeah. Yeah, that's a Leica, dude. Look at the lens on that. Cool, dude. Yeah, man. Enzo's, yeah. Well, it was slow-mo. Yeah, you're right. It's slow-mo. And that's why I wanted to know the specs, because this is the extreme. And they can make this thing go super slow-mo. You mean to, like, get out all the jitters and stuff? Yeah, because it totally looked like a dolly shot. Not this one, the push-in. The push-in is what's impressive. That's impressive. But, you know, it was so quick. You could probably do that without the ready rig. Extreme! Some beautiful snaps, but it is airy and solid production, LOL. What a tiny 5-in-1, LOL. Have you ever used an AR glasses? He is using it as an EVF. Oh, for real? Where? You saw it in the BTS? AR glasses? Wait, what the hell are you talking about? AR glasses? Like you wear them? Do you mean glasses that are also a viewfinder? Like, am I tripping out here? Is that what you mean? I'm so confused, bro. No, I don't see the EVF, though, on there. How would you use the EVF? It's on a gimbal. That's why you mean the glasses, right? The glasses are an EVF? Oh, for real? Maybe. The dialogue is too precise. Oh, the Noah Baumbach. Yeah, bro. Editor keyboard has the wheel. DaVinci makes it. Yup. It has number pad for timecode. Yeah, I just showed him that. I just showed them that, Lonely Wrist. Oh, Lonely Wrist says he has a tour box. You can program it for any app you want. And the second you open the app, the keys get remapped. Oof. Weird. Have you seen the Lindsay Variable Diopter Rota? Lindsay Variable. Lindsay Optics. Same guys that make Tokina stuff, I believe. Lindsay Optics Variable Diopter Rota. Oh, yeah. Yeah, these are made by the same guys that make... yeah, this is Revar Cine. Same people. Wait, a variable diopter, eh? Holy shit. Is that what they were using? Is this what they were using? Probably. Wow, that's badass. Yeah, this is a huge split field diopter. Whoa, $708. Well, I wonder what the extra $8 is for. Like, what's that extra $8 for, dude? Oh man, that's so funny, dude. Can the speed editor only be used in the cut page? Nah, dude. I don't even know how to use the cut page. I've never used the cut page. I only use it in the normal editing page. It does make way more sense in the cut page, but no, you can use it in the normal editing page. You've heard mixed reviews of it. I don't currently use Resolve. I also heard excellent feedback with the wheel on the speed editor. Yeah, the wheel's the best part is the only reason. No, I sent the link about Arri EVF, but it did not send, I guess. The ultimate EVF for Blackmagic 6K with Nreal Air glasses. Wait, hold up. What? Nreal Air glasses. That guy was wearing those. Now sold as X-Real Air are lightweight, stylish, augmented reality glasses that create a large virtual screen for media and gaming by connecting. But these connect to your camera too? LOL, $8 the cleaning cloth. Yeah, dude, what does the $8 cover? Why? You're already getting $700. Why do you need 8 more? Also, what the fuck is $8, dude? Like, it's so weird to me, dude. Oh, man. Especially considering that the tax on this in LA would be $70. It's like, bro, come on, man. This is gnarly. They can connect this to a camera? Connect to camera, question mark? Any HDMI device connects to it. Oh, really? Any HDMI. Wow, dude, that's crazy. It's the caption of the video from channel named Blackmagic Italia on YouTube. Wait, what? Wait, what did he just say? Hold on. From channel named Blackmagic Italia. Blackmagic Italia. Let's see. Blackmagic Italia? Oh, are you talking about when they talk about the speed editor? Oh, this thing, Nreal Air. I see. I know ACs that pull focus on those glasses. Latency is not bad. What? That would be gnarly. Pulling focus with you just standing around. You're just up against the wall. Dude, Gracie, come here. You gotta chill. Holy crap. You gotta chill out, man. She is freaking out. She is so mad. She is so jealous of you. She's jealous of all of you. Say hello now. Say hello now. Okay, good. Just sit here and chill. If you're gonna be crazy, you're gonna have to chill. You're not allowed to be crazy. Ah, it's over. You're between the tour box and the speed editor. I guess the tour box makes more sense since I don't use Resolve. Boy, oh boy. All right, let's see. Should we let these guys finish?
First question about how we came to do this, basically. Basically, we are industrial designers. We worked as industrial designers for nearly a decade, Tim more than a decade. And we work with our father, who's a professional industrial designer, done a lot of product development internationally. He actually used to teach industrial design at university here in Australia.
With industrial design, we'll also mention that it's a bit different too over in Europe and in the US. Here in Australia, industrial design encompasses a lot more expertise than it does over there. So not only does it...
Is this thing shot anamorphic or something? It seemed like I'm just looking at this like, why is the screen so squashed?
The external design of a product like this, but also the actual understanding of the materials and manufacturing, right down to understanding how to actually turn something that can be produced in a production tooling.
Yeah, so to give you a bit of idea about our background, it's not focused on styling and aesthetics only. It's focused on engineering, material science, and electronics, and basically manufacturing process, everything that goes into making a product manufacturable, work, and be reliable. So that's our background. We're multidisciplined. We have other expertise as well. We have expertise in 3D modeling and all these steps.
Yeah, and I got it on like
1.5
times speed.
Curious because it kind of feeds into what you just said. It's like, first of all, how, for us on the other side of the world, it's very interesting to see that there's so much innovation in cameras coming from Australia, of course, with Blackmagic Design, which is, of course, you use the sensor and a lot of the technology from Blackmagic Design. So I'm curious, first of all, why do you think there's so much going on in that field in Australia? And is Blackmagic Design, have they been an inspiration for you guys in terms of and Graham Petty and what they achieved over the years? And how did that kind of, because there must be a relationship between them and you for them to allow you to actually make this based on their sensor. So there's a whole kind of like big question mark over, like how does that relationship work?
Yeah, well, we actually shot on Blackmagic cameras for years, so we have a lot of experience with them. And we've seen what Graham Petty's actually managed to achieve. He's really democratized filmmaking so that people can actually get their hands on really good hardware. Now, that basically wasn't possible. You go back 10 years and getting a cinema camera was not an easy task and it involved a lot of money and it was a very difficult thing to get into.
Yeah, so we love Blackmagic products and think they're an amazing company. And Grant Petty has just done amazing things for the cinema industry. So yeah, absolutely an inspiration. And as for how it came about that we're using their hardware, well, we were originally using for our work. We love the color science. The quality is just amazing. We'll let other people talk about the quality, but yeah, it's amazing. And as for how they agreed to provide their hardware, it's really simple. When we first came up with the idea of the Nexus, before we did anything, we went and emailed Blackmagic. We said, hey, this is what we plan to do. We explained exactly what we plan to do. They came back. They said, great, go ahead. We're happy for you to use our hardware.
We even actually were made a dealer, so we actually get the cameras as official dealers. We're an official dealer.
Yeah, so they made us a Blackmagic dealer for that purpose, so that we can get all the hardware to make the Nexuses.
But does that mean you actually are getting their physical cameras, the what is it, the Pocket Cinema Camera 6K, and disassemble them, or are you working? You get the sensors from them?
Currently, we're getting the actual cameras and disassembling them.
Wow. Okay. But that's the next question. Then is of course, how can you make that work economically? Because your camera is not that much more expensive than a Pocket 6K, or it's actually almost the same price, right? So how does that work?
We are distributors, and we plan the whole process so that
It's the same price, right?
Wait, did he say they're buying the camera?
to make the Nexuses.
But does that mean you actually are getting their physical cameras, the what is it, the Pocket Cinema Camera 6K, and disassemble them, or are you working? You get the sensors from them?
Currently, we're getting the actual cameras and disassembling them.
Wow. Okay.
What? 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 That's insane to me. That's insane to me. So they're buying the camera and then disassembling it. Okay. So Blackmagic's making them work for it. I thought they were like just buying the sensors. So Blackmagic is like, no, you can use a sensor, but we're not going to sell you the sensor. So they're making them purchase the camera. But here's the crazy thing. They must be getting it for surplus. They must be getting it for surplus.
Okay. But that's the next question then is, of course, how can you make that work economically? Because your camera is not that much more expensive than a Pocket 6K, or it's actually almost the same price, right? So how does that work?
We are distributors, and we plan the whole process so that the cameras can be taken apart in a very efficient manner. We've got very sophisticated bombs for the whole process. It's all very well mapped out, and it all works.
Interesting. No.
What? No, they didn't even answer the question. Also, I just noticed his mouse, bro. His mouse is super old, dude. That thing's from like the 90s. And then someone said, yo, they have the same face. Holy shit, dude. I think they're brothers. I think even, I think Stewart said that. Yeah, it's Tim and Thomas Boland. Yeah, they're brothers. Yeah, they're brothers. None of this makes any sense. That's what I'm saying. Hold on, he didn't even answer the question, though.
Work economically, because your camera is not that much more expensive than a Pocket 6K, or it's actually almost the same price, right? So how does that work?
We are distributors, and we plan the whole process so that the cameras can be taken apart in a very efficient manner. We've got very sophisticated bombs for the whole process. It's all very well mapped out, and it all works.
Interesting. No, it's just, it's
Nah, see, they didn't address it, though. They're talking, like, they took that question as, like, the way they answered it as if, no, it's not a big deal taking apart the cameras. We're distributors. We got guys that take them apart. They're not answering, like, the money part of it. Like, wait, but you know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make sense. That's why I say, like, clearly, but it doesn't make sense for Blackmagic to, like, give them a surplus deal. But surely there's deals out there for, oh, they're distributors. So they probably already own a camera shop or something like that. They are already selling products, right? Because they're distributors. So they're already getting the merchandise. Like, for instance, they're buying the cameras the same way like B&H buys them, right? So they're buying them in bulk. And then once they're yours, yeah, I guess you can legally do with them whatever the hell you want, right? But then, like, if Blackmagic are cool with it, apparently, that's just so crazy, though. That's gnarly. I guess, here's the thing, like, I guess it's cool that Blackmagic weren't like, yo, stop selling them cameras. You know what I mean? like, because I feel like that's something I would probably do. Like if I made something, you know, like I make this camera, right? And then someone else, you know, a distributor buys like 500 of them on like a distributor deal, right? Meaning they don't pay full market price for each individual unit, and they start tearing it apart to make a better, cooler camera. I don't know if there's anything I could legally do. Is there anything you could legally do? But it doesn't sound like, and I'm not trying to like start shit. Like clearly Blackmagic don't care, but I'm just saying like, it just all seems so weird. Like, it's like, yeah, I guess you can do whatever you want with it. And I guess Blackmagic are chill enough where they're just like, yeah, who cares, mate? Make the camera. They're like, yeah, the fellow Aussies, man. Fuck yeah, dude.
People are curious about that kind of stuff because, I mean, I think
Yeah,
it's just...
a lot of people, as you mentioned, have been wondering why Blackmagic are doing it. And we think they're just a great company that supports the community. They're interested in benefiting the filmmaking community. So, yeah.
No, it's absolutely amazing. And of course, I mean, I think let's dive into the technical details of the Nexus G1, because I think you guys, when this came out, we were like, wow, they literally addressed all the pain points that people had with Blackmagic cameras. One of them being, of course, the lack of an internal ND filter. Only very few ND filters, only very few of the Blackmagic cameras have built-in ND NDs, and they seemingly, for some reason, have kind of not continued to do that in the most recent versions of their cameras. The other thing is, of course, the integration of the FIS units that's directly into your camera. But let's go one by one.
Yeah, that's funny. Someone mentioned it reminds them of the Blackmagic and Atomos beef. Yeah, but you know what? That goes way back. Like, that goes back to them having some, you know, that beef goes back, bro. They're buying cameras that don't work, boss, and stripping out the sensors. They're selling low volume. It's shady. It is kind of weird, isn't it? The whole thing is very interesting. But, you know, I don't know. It's clearly like no one cares. Like, look, if Blackmagic doesn't care, then you can just do it. Like, there are so many other issues to solve in video gear. Yeah, it's like, yo, let's make the Ultra Pixis. I don't know. It is interesting, right?
By one. I want to start with the e-vnd challenge. So that is also one feature that Blackmagic Design didn't put into the Pixis. And I think it's arguably your biggest competitive advantage. Walk us a little bit.
Yo, here's where I feel this was like done all wrong, though. Here's where I feel like Timothy and Thomas, this is where I feel like if they were true bosses, right? And now, like, bro, like if you were true boss mode and they had already created this thing, right? Like, wouldn't it have been a smarter move to go to Blackmagic and be like, yo, we'll sell you this idea. We'll sell you this, just the electronic variable ND alone. Like, if they could pitch them on that, right? Like wouldn't it make more sense to try to use this to like become acquired by Blackmagic rather than trying to like be a competitor to Blackmagic, right? Like, that's the disconnect to me. Like, I'm like, that shit don't make sense, dude. Like, you're buying their camera to then compete with them. It doesn't make sense. Like, I would rather join forces, dude. Like, yo, man, you know, I mean, I feel like you'd get a bigger bag that could last longer. You know what I'm saying? Am I wrong about that thinking? Used car salesman.
A little bit through what it actually took to integrate a liquid crystal ND system into this compact chassis, and how do you actually achieve color neutrality across, what is it, 2 to 7 stops without the X pattern artifacts that plague really cheap variable ND filters?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so the electronic ND is a totally different technology to most of the NDs people know about. There's really 3 kinds of electronic ND, 3 kinds of neutral density filters in the world. There's standard glass ones, which are fixed. And if you get a number of different densities, you can shift them around so that you have different fixed densities in between the lens and the sensor. That's how a lot of companies, including Blackmagic, does it. So you have standard graduations of a stop or half a stop.
Yeah, I do love how, hold on though, I do love how the rails are implemented into the build, like as part of like the body. I love that the rail mounts are part of it. Now, are they the correct height? That's to be determined. You know what I'm saying? You know, in regards to like accessories and stuff, they have to be using tons of Blackmagic hardware. Otherwise, it would be more cost effective to buy parts from vendors. Yeah, I mean, they're distributors. They can get whatever they want, right? We don't know what level they're distributing at. You know, they didn't say if they owned a camera store or if they just sell parts. Like, we don't know what level they're at. It's like the story of Mercedes and AMG, which was a tune shop for Mercedes cars before it got bought from Mercedes. Interesting. Yeah, I could imagine this would be a situation like maybe they didn't know how to reach Blackmagic like the way that I was saying. So maybe they're going about it this way, thinking like, yeah, dude, we're going to get swooped up by Blackmagic. Like maybe they're hoping that they'll get hired by Blackmagic. You know, kind of the same way how the FBI will hire like felons, you know, like felons that are really good at being felons and they're like better than the FBI. Then the FBI sends them to prison and then they get out of prison and they just automatically work for the FBI. That's going to be Timothy and Thomas Boland.
Between the lens and then you have the polarizer type NDs that use 2 polarizers to block light. And as you mentioned, they all have X pattern issues. When you go to the high stop range, they have X pattern, and they also have color cast on highlights. So when we've visualized the perfect camera, we realized we couldn't use fixed NDs. They're too limiting. We've had experience with them. Even if they're inside the camera, they're still very limiting to the exposure increments you can go to. And also you can't shift during a shot. You're obviously going to have it wipe and ruin your shot. So we chose electronic ND, which is the 3rd kind of ND. It uses a special electronically active dye that is captured between pieces of glass. So to control the density, you simply change the voltage applied, and it changes it from either 2 stops all the way up to 7 stops of ND stop with effectively perfect uniformity across the entire range. Yeah, and it's...
I love that guy. He's like a hostage, bro. with perfect polarity across the entire range. This guy just goes, yeah. That was classic, bro. I gotta watch that again, dude. He don't say shit the whole time.
Of ND. It uses a special electronically active dye that is captured between pieces of glass. So to control the density, you simply change the voltage applied, and it changes it from either 2 stops all the way up to 7 stops of ND stop with effectively perfect uniformity across the entire range. Yeah, and it's 100% continuous, so there's no stop increments, there's no half a stop increments. It's perfectly continuous from 0% up to 100%. Yeah, with all the features that we've integrated in here, the whole basically overarching idea of it is we went, what is the perfect cinema camera? And so basically this is what we...
That's what I was saying. It's like they sat around and dreamt this thing up. It's so funny to me.
Create as the perfect cinema camera. That's what we visualize, and that's what this is going to be. And it's also not based on just our experience with filmmaking. We've also taken in comment from the entire community for a long time into the Nexus, and that is what has formed the Nexus to become what it is today. Yeah, so just going back to the ND, so yes, it was very challenging to get an electronic ND into our form factor. There's a few reasons for that. Firstly, we have a low flange distance mount option. We'll talk about that later. And obviously, when you have a very slim flange distance under 20 millimeters, there's much less space between your sensor and your lens mount flange. So that means you've got less space for a ND module. So we knew we wanted to make the electronic ND as a module and not fixed inside the camera, because some people may prefer to use fixed NDs for some reason, or they may want to invest only the amount of money for the camera body and later upgrade to the ND. We want the Nexus to be accessible. So we made the electronic ND a module. It inserts into the underside of the camera, so it's an upgrade. So,
yo, that is crazy though. Like that is wild. To make the electronic variable ND an upgrade. It's pretty smart, man. Like, you know, like it's like, damn, dude. Like to make a, you know, it's like it's weird. It's like, could you imagine if you could buy the FX6 without its electronic variable ND for like $1,500 cheaper? Could you imagine like more people would like, oh my God, you can get it for like $4,000 and then you can buy the electronic variable ND module and like plug it into the FX6. And it's kind of a smart move to do that. I mean, pretty wild. And the fact that it's a module that kind of like just kind of plugs in to where the glass isn't really exposed. I don't know, man. It is interesting to me. These camera companies love to be Australian. Everyone can tell they're trying to cash in on nothing more than an idea, but they got it there in their hand. Yo, they practice this for weeks. Shoots one short film, makes a film camera. I'll be surprised they will sell more than 10. I don't know. And whose electronic ND are they borrowing? They aren't building shit, bro. Yeah, I don't know. Wait, Red did this. These bros got a Frankenstein camera, but it's gnarly.
So it was very challenging to get the electronic ND thin enough so we could fit it between the mount flange and the sensor. So we worked a lot on that, and we've now got it down very thin, and it fits. Nice. And in fact...
and it fits.
Also, to clarify as well, a lot of cameras that do use them, they are fixed in your plane between the sensor and your glass. But what we've done in here, we've actually got a mechanism that allows it to move out of the way. So you don't have that normal issue where, oh, I'm losing a stop of light because I've got this e-vnd thing in here, and I'm going to have to unscrew it and take it out. So in our case, if you don't need to be stopping down light, you're losing nothing. You basically have perfect light going through, which is to clear glass. Yeah.
Interesting. So actually, so far, before the announcement of your camera, there have only been really 2 manufacturers that have electronic variable ND built into their cameras, I think. And that is Sony with the FX6, FX9, and then also, I think originally with the FS5, or what is it? FS5, yeah. And then we had the, now we have the GFX Eterna 55.
Well, MetaBones tried to make one too, remember? MetaBones tried to make an electronic variable ND, but I guess, boy, that was short-lived. Did that ever happen? Like that was like came and gone. People were really complaining about it. Because people commented on that, because I did like a little news video style on it, like just like, you know, talking about it. I never got to test one or nothing. And then when people started getting it, they were coming back to the video and commenting that it was like no good. Yeah, MetaBones is trying to make a version of that.
55 from Fujifilm. Fujifilm is actually using LCTEX technology, while Sony has
That's
their own.
Right.
Are you able to share if this is your own development, or are you also licensing from LCTEC?
We're also dealing with LCTEC. Yes, they're excellent.
Great. Yeah, I thought so, because we've actually awarded them a Best of Show award at one of the shows before, because we were so amazed by the technology, and we loved.
That's the same tech that MetaBones was using. MetaBones was also using that same company. I'm almost positive.
To see their openness to also get it into different brands now. And I think there's also a MetaBones adapter now, so that's really great. Okay, very cool. Let's talk about material a little bit. Like, you went from polymer composite material to a full magnesium alloy and carbon fiber, which are materials that are usually really reserved for high-end RE or RED cameras. So was this a performance decision or a perception decision? And how much is that magnesium body actually doing for thermal management when it comes down to, of course, eliminating the original Pocket 6K's massive cooling vents?
Yeah, so it is both, it is functional. The reason we chose magnesium alloy. As you guys know, there's basically an integrated cage. So you've got mounting points all around the camera, 64 of them, top, back, sides,
64
and integrated lens rig rods. So we needed to have, to support the integrated cage, we needed a strong alloy that was both light and strong enough to support all of those threads for continued use.
Wow.
So initially we looked at aluminium alloy, which would have been the obvious choice, but then we realized we want the camera to be as light as possible.
Yo, Justin worked with a director who prints his footage onto paper and scans it back in like the Batman does for film. Any thoughts? You worked with a director who prints his footage onto paper and scans it back in like the Batman does for film. Bro, that's badass. Yeah, that's badass, dude. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of similar to what I do with, you know, shooting film photography. You know, I literally scan the negative and then push it back into the computer. I think it's worth it. But are you saying that it's not film footage though? Are you saying that it's his digital footage and he prints it? He prints the digital and then puts it back? Again, how can it be the same price? Is it the same price though? Oh yeah, that's right. He said it costs more, right? I thought he said it costs more.
As possible. You want this to be as light as possible. So if you set it up with a small lens and a light battery, it's just super light and easy to use. The other thing is the camera is designed to be used on any movement type you like. So you can put this on a center lifter drone with a small, like a Lauer wide angle and powered via the drone. So it's light enough to put on a drone.
Printer paper. Bro, you're gonna have to send me a video on what's going on there. I need a BTS video of this. Prints his footage onto printer paper and scans it back in. Wait, like frame by frame? Like scanning with an old school scanner? I'm so confused, bro.
Comfortable to hold. So that's why we chose magnesium, the weight. Yeah, we actually found, it's quite strange in the process, that this alloy is basically amazing stuff. It's very light, very tough, and it's really underutilized. There's very few products that actually make use of it, especially with the advanced coatings you can put on it, because we're actually micro-arc oxidizing the casing, which actually forms, it actually moves into the magnesium and basically means the outside of the camera is basically as hard as ceramic. It's a ceramic. Yeah, so it's got a very hard ceramic. Damn. Another name for it is plasma electrolytic oxidation that oxidizes the surface, makes it a very consistent black and protects it from corrosion and wear, and it doesn't chip, it doesn't bobble like paint or anything like that. It's extremely tough. The other reason we chose magnesium is it works excellently for our chosen manufacturing method for making all these parts.
Very nice. So
the e-vnd is only $380? Bro, what? Cameras like this scare me because of reliability. I've had issues with reliability from Red. Owning a camera from two brothers. Scary. Oh, shit. Yeah, bro. What if the brothers flip out on each other, bro?
So you're basically performing an organ transplant, right? I mean, you're disassembling the Pocket Cinema 6K G2, I think, and harvesting the main board, the sensor, and putting it into a new body. What was the most technically terrifying moment for you guys in that process? And was there anything that almost didn't work for you?
Dude, it's so crazy, man.
Here in comparison to, of course, also the Pixel 6K, but also the Pocket 6K camera, because you offer a lot more connectivity.
Not only a lot more connectivity, there is no need to...
Rapid fire questions. One feature that you had to kill that still hurts.
I'm not even sure there is. What is there?
Oh, he was doing it
live? Doesn't hurt because it was the correct choice. At some point we were considering having LoRa built in for long-range signal control, but we ended up deciding Zigbee is better because there's already systems on the market that use it, like the Tilta Nano motors, and that radio architecture was better, but that doesn't hurt. We can also add LoRa via a USB adapter if you want to.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I mean, hey, it's cool. You know, look, I'm not gonna totally dismiss it. Ah, where did it go now? Now we totally lost it, huh? I just wanted to look at the website for a minute. I wouldn't dismiss it, you know, but it's not something that I would run out and buy. I think this is one of those things where we need to see like way more people using it, you know? Like it's just like one of that. I mean, if there's ever been a camera, you know, because you You always see that when a new camera drops. People are like, no, I want to see more of that. I want to see more of that, what it does before I, like this is the camera that is the utmost importance of that topic, right? Like, no, we need to see a lot more of this thing. Like before anybody starts buying this thing up, they're going to have to really be putting this in some people's hands. And we're going to need to see and hear about it, about its usability, is what I guess I'm trying to say, because I don't know, man. It seemed like a pipe dream. I remember when this thing dropped a long time ago, right? Like almost a year ago. I remember us looking at this at some point. We looked at this a long time ago. I love a lot of it though. I love that, the different changing of sensors is pretty wild, like it's totally crazy, right? Like it is totally wild to see all the shit that it has. It's cool. Look, I'll give it to him, dude. Yeah, it's got all these crazy preamps. It's tons of shit, dude. It is very, very cool. But it's one of those things where it seems too cool. You know what I mean? It's like, wait, what? Like, this is real? Yeah, they're doing it. They're doing it. But I need to see way more people using this thing. So much I/O in this bitch, too. It's great. This is the part I don't understand. Shoot all day on a single battery. The recessed integrated mini V-mount bay. So you can only use nanos, apparently. It allows usage of high-capacity professional batteries while maintaining a balanced, compact form factor. Also accepts gold mount, full-size V-mount, and dual NPF via adapters. Ugh, who wants that? And the internal backup battery ensures uninterrupted filming and allows hot swapping of the main battery. So there's another main battery? Oh, bro, did you see that? The main battery is a Sony NPF battery that went in the bottom. Oh my God, dude. What are they doing, dude? That's weird, man. Yeah, internal backup, NPF 550, half-hour runtime. Weird, dude. Okay, let's see. 155 watt-hour will give you 11-hour runtime. With all that shit? See, that's something else. It's like, wait, what do you mean? Is that with every I/O port being used? This is what I'm saying. Like, this is why we need to see people use this, because people are going to start plugging in all their shit. People are going to plug in everything. Like, someone like me has this on set with them. I can guarantee. Also, does this thing have time code? Does this have gen lock and time code and stuff? Because dude, you're going to be plugging so much shit into this thing. You're going to find out real fast about the heat. You're going to find out real fast about, battery. You're going to find out real fast about all this shit, because that's the first thing everyone's going to do. Plug, 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 plug. First thing I would do, I'm not saying every single plug, but probably the good majority of them. You know what I mean? Probably a good majority of them. Yeah, man. I just think they need to start getting it out there then. Maybe it's the beginning. That video, that Cine D video was only like, wait, what kind of cars does it make? Wait, you can shove an SSD in there? Hold on. Support for major storage types, including CFast 2.0, SD cards. Bro. And USB-C. Also supports the Nexus Max drive that offers high capacity and higher write speeds, so you can shoot at lower compression levels at half the price. You know what these guys are? These guys are like the Apple, right? Like, this is what they've done, right? Because now they even have their own Nexus Max drive, and they built their own, like, Nexus e-vnd, It's the total Apple way. And didn't Apple start that same way? Didn't Apple start with a fucking Microsoft computer? Am I wrong about that? Didn't Apple start with a Microsoft computer? Isn't that how they started? They took apart the Microsoft. Oh no, Apple started with its own hardware and software, but Microsoft became a crucial early partner by creating essential applications. I could have swore like they totally rebuilt the Microsoft. Or what am I thinking? So the first computer, they built their first computer from the ground up? Yeah, what the hell do I know then? Huh. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know about this gen. Where did it go now? Where did it go? There it is, Nexus. Yeah, that's pretty wild, though. They made proprietary drives. It just immediately made me think of Apple. Their max drive will give you 520 megabytes per second. Boy, oh boy. What's in the box? Founders Edition, $29.80, but the normal price is $3,300 USD. So they're still giving discounts to founders. So they're still not even, I'm I'm guessing if this is still up, you can still be a founder. So they're still not even selling enough to like cut that off yet. Or did it already get cut off? Can't click on any of them, bro. What's in the box? Nexus G1 cinema camera body, a 5-inch ultra bright control monitor, a Nexus 10-inch locking monitor cable, 1/4-inch and NATO pan tilt monitor mount, active Canon EF lens mount. So it comes with Canon EF, dual D-tap power output module, 2-time carbon fiber 15mm rig rods and hex key, DaVinci Resolve software license, MPF 550 backup battery, MPF battery charger, 1 box for your cat. DaVinci Resolve software license. So because they have to take apart each camera, so that camera would also come with the software. That's a weird thing that Blackmagic is cool with that, dude. That's so weird that they're cool with that. That's weird, man. Upgrade modules, a PL mount, TBA, an auto lock, the smartest lens mount ever, 1-click operation with automatic positive locking and press button release, 250. e-vnd, electronic ND module with continuous manual or automatic light sensing mode. Dude, continuous manual or automatic light sensing mode. So yeah, it's definitely took a page out of the FX6 book. But yeah, it's that tech that is. View all the modules. So these are all add-ons. You have to add on the SDI. You got to add on full frame. You got to add on. So yeah, it's very Apple-like, you know. Oh, do you want the Limos? Oh, they don't come with that. They don't come with that. You got to upgrade that. The top handle, the Nexus grip. That's the weird part. The I/O is an upgrade. That's the weird part. Why is the fucking SDI an add-on, bro? What the fuck, dude? What the fuck? Weird, man. Weird shit. Cameras like this, I will have to say, there's crazy talented people in the world. Hats off to them for even trying to take a stab at the big boys. I mean, yeah, but like, also like, not like it. What a weird stab. You're like, I would like to buy 100 of your cameras, please. Now I'm going to turn them into my own camera. The guy standing there going, what the fuck, bro? That's so funny, man. Imagine if you were like selling apples at a flea market and someone walks up and is like, I'm going to buy a bunch of bushes. You're like, wow, I'm selling so many apples. And then he walks across the street and sets up an apple stand. You'd be like, what the fuck, dude? What is going on, bro? Gracie, please, please. All that I/O is modules you have to purchase and install. Nah. You got to install your own I/O? Well, how the hell would you do that? I wouldn't trust myself to install this SDI. Unless it's literally just plug and play. All right, we got to call it, man. Gracie's losing her mind. Nexus, because R3D sold out. I think one of the best cameras are the Sony FX6 and Sony FX3 if you can't afford the FX6. Yeah, I mean, yeah, 100%. Dude, you're one of my faves, man. Have to bounce, but great live. Appreciate you putting in the work and breaking the shit down. Yeah, man, thank you for coming in, guys. Yeah, we're going to call it here. It reminds me of that Theranos CEO that went to jail for promising all that shit in healthcare and just took a ton of investment and shit didn't work. Yeah, the lady with the turtleneck. Bro, what a killer show, man. The 1980s Ford Festiva of cinema cameras, Nexus, because you want everyone to laugh at you. No, they're all gonna laugh at you. Oh, shit. All right, we're gonna end it there, man. So I'm glad everyone bounced back in. And yeah, sorry that it took 2 dead streams to start this one. But whatever, bro. We did it. We did it. Might be the last live of the year, so happy holidays to you. Don't do anything crazy. Stay alive. Stay